chasing my tail, keep chasing that back, cause I'ma keep on going. I'ma keep on showing.
So you guys, it's your boy South Central, man, and we got another one like the other one. You know what I'm saying? So today we got Steven Crowder going around talking to black folks about black fatigue. I don't know what city this is in, but as we watch the video, we will get further information on where where this interview was taking place. I watched a little bit of it, and I did kind of get triggered because it seemed like in this video specifically, black male leaders or black men, they don't know how to take accountability for what's going on in this country, and that's going to lead to more division than you already think it is if you're a liberal or a conservative individual. Now, do I think that this conversation is over exaggerated as far as black people and white people? Violence in between the two is over exaggerated? For sure, I do. The reason is because being born and raised around black folks, you understand that it's not just a black person problem. I mean, it's not just a white versus black person problem. What it is that black people, if you're black, you can get it. All right. There is no discrimination between black people and anybody else, right? If you're violent, you're violent. But also with me watching a little bit of it, and I'll play this for you guys. We'll go through it with each other again. You'll understand that he brought up a specific point that made a lot of sense, because I don't want to talk about too much. I'll talk about it when we get there. But thank you for watching, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe, man. We're gonna watch a little bit of it, and we're gonna get into it, because we do need to start holding each other accountable as Americans, man. Like, no excuses for anyone, actually, right? Let's get into it.
They said you guys got some people coming in here after the last one.
Yeah, a couple people came
They just
through.
felt like, I think this is the place where white and black people have conversations.
So it was funny. The first person that came last time was he said this out his own mouth. He was like, I'm Indian, but he had on a MAGA hat. Okay. And he walked in and was like, hey, I saw you guys on Crowder. Can I get a cut here? Yeah, I guess so, man. Come on.
Did you have your hand on your piece? You're like, I don't know if you can.
Nah, because he didn't come like that. He didn't have the backpack and the ski mask on. Yeah, he didn't have that on.
Was he nice? Was he good?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you guys think, like, when you see someone with a MAGA hat? Because I know we were kind of talking about that last time.
It depends on how they present themselves. To me.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, okay. So what would present themselves in a way that would be like decent versus piece of shit?
Yeah. Some people carry that air of superiority.
Yeah.
And if you present that to me, I'm very conscious of that. If you present that to me, I'm gonna respond appropriately.
Yeah.
That's just me personally.
What would be like an air of superiority? Like,
just like certain things you say in conversation, and like you said, just in the physical nature of these chairs. Well, in conversation, you can physically go up and down and put yourself above or beneath. So when people do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I actually, when I do the change my minds and sit with people, I actually kind of slump my shoulders and deliberately kind of make myself smaller, just to not, it's like, what is it, the crab that has the red under its claws is showing danger?
Man, to me, as a Trump supporter, and being in a black community, if that makes sense, or being born and raised in a black community, and also being in California, I feel like they'll find any reason to have a problem with you wearing a MAGA hat, right? Because they honestly, they have Trump derangement syndrome. Like, anything that ties to Trump, especially when it comes to people of color or people that's liberal, they'll try to find anything to make a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain. Like, you can't just wear it and expect it to be okay, especially around other individuals, right? It's just like the brother said. He said, well, if they're not on that moral support, I mean, that superiority complex, like, why are you even thinking that? Like, why are you looking for that? It's like they looking for a problem. Now I'm looking, once you wear that hat, I'm looking to see if you got a superiority complex. So in order for you to wear a MAGA hat around them without them being offended, you got to be down. You got to talk to them down. Yeah, and it seems like that's a personal issue. Why do I have to do that to make you feel comfortable? If I'm not racist, if I'm not meaning harm towards you, is this who I support and who I rock with and who I think is a better choice to run this country? Why does this hat mean violence? Why does this hat mean hatred? Why does this hat mean I'm superior to you? No, I just chose to vote for Trump. I'm rocking with his movement. We need our country back, right? And it's not really anything we can argue about. Why am I wrong for that? And it sucks that Steven Crowder has to crouch down and make himself small to make other people feel good about themselves, or just have a decent conversation with a liberal at a college. It's crazy.
So I don't wear red because apparently that signifies poison. But yeah, no, there's all these body language experts now. You watching TV, and I'm like, this seems like horse shit. Like, he looks to the left so you can tell he's lying.
Yeah, some of it is horse.
It's like, no, I saw him on camera. He killed his girlfriend with a butter dish. I don't give a shit what he says.
He took too long to say that answer. He had to think about it. No, he's thinking about what he wants to say.
Yeah.
He don't just spit shit out. He wants to think about what he's saying.
Last time we talked, we were kind of just, and the reason was just like, often you see in news, people just kind of siphon themselves off right into an echo chamber. And I thought it was good. We were just kind of able to see other perspectives. Where do you think the country is now? Like, with that? Like,
is that an open question? Or?
Yeah, race relations between, because last time I wanted to get your perspective, and there's a perspective now in the white community. None of us are an ambassador for the entire community, but things have changed quite a bit the last year and a half. Temperatures have gone up. But what do you guys think? What do you think we are in the country?
I'd like to chime in on that.
Yeah.
I'm happy you asked that question. There are a lot of social and economic dynamics at play that have certainly gone, in my opinion, in the wrong direction. I don't think that people really understand the gravity of where we're headed. We are vastly sliding into an autocratic regime here. And absolutely, I'll give you several reasons. You see, in order to have, you can't have a one-dimensional approach when you're wanting to continue to lead from a global perspective, all right? What you see here today is an isolationism approach, which has never worked in the past because we don't have an understanding of geography and history, all right? And I'll just simply close by saying, you got to understand something. The rest of the world is grossly infuriated with the way America has taken shape. And not only that, we're ceding all our best opportunities to China, right? Look around you in the relationships they're fostering with everybody else, which includes Canada, Mexico, and they've even gone as far down into the Latin American corridor, fortifying their bases while we're still hollering that we're the greatest.
You talking about China, like in the Panama Canal?
Not just the Panama Canal. Let's pivot from the Panama Canal and let's look at the long-term strategy they have now, where they just signed an agreement with Mexico to build another canal bypassing the Panama Canal. And when you look at the whole transatlantic corridor, where you've got now Brazil and Canada as well as Mexico trading, and they're stopping in Peru, where China has a huge presence at. Circumventing completely the navigation, the use that comes with having to use Panama Canal. So we'll avoid conflict with America and just simply go around America is what's happening.
I think that America has been infiltrated, and we have been super nice to these people to these other countries to where they take advantage of us. All right. Trump is literally holding these people accountable. Now, if they take other routes, sure. But it's like, as long as we're quiet and okay with being effed, it's because we have the best economy out of every country. It's okay, right? But once we start fighting back and throwing tariffs at every individual and say, "Hey, dude, like you've been doing this foul like for a long time. You circumventing what we had. Why are you destroying our relationship and going with China? Why are you doing things behind my back when, like, why are you putting tariffs on us? But we have, like, we don't put pressure on you, right? Why are we paying you more money than you're giving us? How fair is that?" It does create individualism because we understand that we're dependent on these people to where we outsource a lot of our stuff while getting effed because now we're importing a lot of things and we're not exporting things. So that looks bad in war. So when times get rough and we do want to take a stand and we try to, usually, I mean, it's been good times in this country to where we don't go to war like that. But usually, even when building this country, war was normal. So mind you, if you keep you keep yourself in a safety mindset and understand that it may be a war, we depend on people too much. Okay, we depend on other countries too much, right? In this context, we depend on too many countries. We outsource everything and we import every goddamn thing. Okay, that's terrible. Okay, yes, we're gonna have to create individualism because these people are not on the same side as us, and they don't care about working with our enemies. They don't care about breaching these contracts. They don't care about treating us bad. So for every extreme, there's another extreme. Okay, you can't just say, well, why are we not? We got to think globally. We got to start shaking hands. We already did that. That's the point. This is a reaction to being fucked over. You gotta take the resources back and dial back and say, hey, okay, what are we doing wrong? How do we fix this problem? What I'm not understanding is that when people speak, they speak with the guard like they understand what the fuck is going on, right? When you're talking about our foreign affairs, you have to understand why Trump is acting this way. I will understand you and I want to understand you, but also you got to know what the fuck you're talking about. Yes, we're trying to pull back from different countries, but why? What's the reason? Why are we trying to pull back from different countries? Why are we having this problem with other countries? Because we're outsourcing too much. And there may be a problem in the future, and that's when you will see and understand that, okay, maybe we should have dialed back a long time ago, took the hit, because yes, it's gonna hurt because we outsource a lot of things. Yes, we get imported a lot of resources from other countries that we pay for and get overcharged for, but eventually it's gonna bite us in the behind when we fight with that country. Okay, it got to start now. It got to start somewhere.
Talking about China?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean, I want to agree with the first part, autocratic. I think China needs to be dealt with, and this is the first time we are. I'm Canadian. Well, I was raised in Canada. Canada sucks. Canada is a dog shit country. Canada, the kind of shit we're doing, you can't do this in Canada. If you say something too offensive or I say something too offensive, you will be jailed in Canada.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. So I'm fine with the U.S. being the best country. I came here from Canada because, I mean, I have friends who were arrested. I had a friend, stand-up comic, was fined for telling a joke. I don't think people realize how good we have it here in this country compared to other countries.
But that's the painstaking part about it all, is the fact that, I've always been one to say, and I believe this firmly, freedom is not a right. It's a privilege until you wake up the next morning and find out you don't have it anymore.
Yeah. It also comes with duties.
That's what I was about to say. It also comes with responsibilities, because while we free to speak and say what we want, and I went to Montreal a few months ago, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bet you saw a lot of tits on signs. That's all it is.
No, I didn't.
It's just strip clubs. Our Times Square is a giant strip club.
It was a couple of them.
Yeah.
But no, like there is responsibility, and like everybody's from different places, different backgrounds. Some of us from certain backgrounds know, like, running your mouth too much in a certain space can get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
Like, you free to say what you want. You're just not free from the consequences. Like the consequences that come with you saying the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person.
Yeah.
And that's where we all have responsibilities in what we say and when we say it.
Yeah. The problem, though, too, and I was kind of talking more domestically. The problem with that idea is a lot of people are offended by different things. Mm-hmm. And so people get their ass whooped for something they didn't say, right? That's the real thing.
So imagine telling a transgender person that, hey, you really a boy and you're not supposed to go in this woman's restroom. What if you get your ass whooped? Like, what Steven Crowder is saying, that sometimes the means don't justify the ends, right? It depends on who is sensitive towards a topic, right? I might be telling the truth, like this dude is a dude, but what if I'm around 4 fucking Antifa liberals who get mad about what I say? Well, you deserve it. Just like, and I hate to bring this up because, I made plenty of fucking lives about it, but I said lives, not lies. But the Charlie Kirk situation is justified because you can't just say anything to people. You can't just do. He was having a conversation, right? So when is this extreme? Like, when is it going to be talked down, right? You get to say whatever the fuck you want, but I'm not saying you don't need any consequences for it. But at this point, people are just fucking too sensitive, bro. At the end of the day, people are too fucking sensitive. Niggas crashing out over a word. People are crashing out about how you make them feel when you said it. It can mean a whole bunch of things. Now we're in an era where, I mean, it's like, okay, you have free speech, but I'm gonna hurt you because you made me feel bad. What if I was telling you the truth? No, but you made me feel bad. So like we getting at a time to where we can't say that no more. It's like it's not even worth saying anymore. You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna dive back into it.
I don't know if you guys were following the stabbing there on that train in Charlotte, Irina Zarutska. Last time I was asking where you guys thought we were, you know, as far as in the country relation. Like, have you guys heard of the term black fatigue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys know what that means?
Since the last time you came, that's become a thing.
Yeah, I was about to say that's just become a recent thing.
And do you know what it means?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna ask that.
Yeah, it's a term that's being used by people in the white community, by and large, again, saying they feel like they've been victimized and they're tired of taking that shit. You know, that was a girl who was dying alone in public. And that was a guy who was let out 14 times, including violent crimes in the name of racial justice, right? He didn't have to post bail. He didn't have to appear back in court. This is not the first time he's assaulted someone.
How do we know that was in the interest of racial justice as opposed to just being a
Because the judge said it.
A fucked up attempt at justice, period.
Yeah.
Like the legal system has its flaws.
Yeah.
And people have been making complaints about that for decades, right? But that's just, to me, that's a mental health thing more than it's a black and white thing.
Well, I'll tell you why, because
Now I would agree with him if the dude didn't say, God damn, I got that white woman. Like, I'm not saying verbatim what he said, but he said something of that nature. So if it wasn't about race, why he say that? And if he crazy and he was just nuts, why didn't he target the first person he seen? Why he target her? Like, I get what you're saying, bro, but like, you got to understand why people feel the way they feel. Like, at this point, like, this shit been going on for a long time in our community as far as black community. Okay, black people are not all black people, but most of these black kids out there toting guns and risking their life and shooting other people and taking people's life. They probably do have a mental health issue, but we got to deal with it. The only reason why I honestly believe this, and white people used to say black on black crime and things like that, but the reason why everybody's saying shit about it in this country now is because everybody gets to see it. Now they seeing how toxic this fucking culture is. We've been dealing with it forever. I'm from South Central. I've been born and raised in a predominantly black community, Hispanic and black community, bro. Like, this is normal to us. Not saying this, you know, what happened to her. That dude looked like a mentally ill individual because he really had no motive to do it. Usually it's about gangs and stuff. Like, the motive is usually gang culture, right? But outside of that, now our culture and hatred is spilling out towards the other communities, right? We're not just stuck in the projects anymore. We get on a train, we go into the mall where you might see white people. Now all of a sudden they get caught in a crossfire. Now it's like, dude, why? Like, you guys have a problem. Now it's getting everywhere. But now you can't back out and say, damn, man, no, that's just one outlier. It seemed like when stuff happened with black people towards white people, black people love to pull that's the outlier, man. Come on, dude. Like, that's not how you solve a problem. Like, we telling you, right? It's not just white people, because there's black people getting black fatigue as well. Because we tired of the bullshit coming from this community as well. We tired of the culture because we will have to deal with it for years upon years until you guys are starting to see what we dealt with. Now you guys understand it is the problem. And now we're having a conversation. And I think that's a good conversation because this is our countrymen. This is our country people. They understand what we're going through. They understand that it's not right. And I just don't like the fact that they pointed at every black person like, we getting tired of black fatigue. Nigga, it's not about black fatigue. It's nigga shit. Okay, we all tired of the nigga shit. Most black people in these black communities are not partaking in the nigga shit. We all hate it, but we have to, you know, these are mostly Democratic strongholds to where, I mean, they let the gangbangers kind of rule these communities, right? To where, I mean, like, their rules work. Like, hey, don't snitch, don't do this, don't do that. What did that promote? You can't tell on nobody. You can't call the police. You're supposed to hate the police. That's supposed to protect you. You're supposed to hate everything that's supposed to keep you in line, if that makes sense. Discipline, self-discipline. You're supposed to hate authority from father figures because you don't know what that even feel like because you don't have a father at home. So they're breeding these type of people, but there is no longer these people stay in this area anymore. Everybody has a phone. Everybody has a car. They starting to outsource they're starting to outsource this fuckery, and now it's starting to affect other people. Now we're having a deep conversation about black fatigue, right? But in this specific situation that Steven Crowder brung up, I think that Steven Crowder has a point because the dude brung up after what he did. I got that white girl. You're crazy, but you have intent. You knew what you were doing.
White people are saying it now.
Right.
Not just, white people are saying, hey,
that's
we're
what
in
makes
city.
it a bigger thing.
Well, because, white people are 12 times as likely to be killed by a black person any other way around. I'm just going to shoot you straight. It's not even close.
Where?
Across the country.
Where? Like not in
The United States. I mean, we're not talking about Ghana.
in like.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, in white communities or in quote unquote so-called white communities,
Across the country, the rate is a black man or person, because most murders men. There are very few female murders. 12 times more likely to kill a white person the other way around. And then you look at the average amount of times that someone in this country is arrested before they're brought in for killing, charged with murder. Do you know how many times they're arrested on average before they murder? 11 times.
once again, the justice system's got its flaws, and people have been complaining about that for years. We spend more time trying to fix that than trying to complain about it.
I hear you, but you have to take account. This is where it's going to start trickling down. And if this kind of where the part where, I toned out because I was like, this is juicy. I need to do a reaction towards it. But this is the part where black people need to start taking accountability. Stop pointing the finger elsewhere. Stop trying to play this game like you don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Oh, the justice system is broken. Yeah, fuck the justice system being broken because it's affecting my household now. A person that looked like me just got yanked for no reason. Why is this young lady who had a Black Lives Matter situation in her house, who supported black people, all this other stuff, why did she get taken away? Because of the justice system. That's not good enough. So what am I supposed to do now? Okay, the justice system failed us. Okay, we agree. Now, if I start plucking off motherfuckers who I don't trust, who's weird and who got a criminal record and keep perpetuating this criminality, who seem to be by my community, and I pluck them off because I don't trust them. Oh, come on, man, you can't do that. But you said the justice system failed us, right? So when the justice system fails us and we can't depend on the justice system, you create what do they call that when when in society people start arresting, they start taking justice into their own hands. I forgot what that's called. It's like a tip of my tongue right now. I don't want to say anarchy. It's called like something else. But they're taking justice to their own hands, and that's when it gets terrible. But he's bringing this upon you because it's like the white community talking to the black community. He's saying that, hey, look, dude, y'all tripping. Like the white community saying this, we kind of getting tired of this shit. And your response is, yeah, but the justice system is effed up. We all complain about it. Vigilante. There you go. Thank you, B-Man. Yeah. So you get vigilantism. If I can't trust the government to do their job, and I'm talking to you saying that, hey, yo, people tripping, like y'all keep blaming us for everything. Y'all justifying doing the bad things to us. The police are standing down. What the F am I supposed to do? So if I'm wrong either way, I'm white, I'm wrong for being alive, right? And you keep doing what you're doing to my community, I have no choice but to react. And I don't care how the fuck you feel now. Now this racist shit ain't gonna work against me. Now the shit that used to hold me back because I didn't want to seem this way, it's not working anymore. So that's not working anymore. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And once that happened, there is no stopping because these people love guns. I've been in Salt Lake City. I've been in Utah. They love guns and they can't wait to use them motherfuckers. And I'm not just saying this on black people, okay? But criminality and people that's trying to enforce tyranny on their community, they will fight back, and it's not hard to fight back, right? They train for shit like this. They want to, and it's not to cause a civil war or anything like that. But like I said, any man, if they back into with their hands up and they got to protect their wife, their kids, and things like that from this culture, because it's not just the person, it's the culture. Because black people, we don't get into it, okay? When Steven Crowder bring out the statistics and these guys fight it back, I will indulge in the conversation because I have a lot to say towards that.
The white versus black of it all.
Well, I think, just like I was trying to listen to all communities last time, I think this is something that's unavoidable. If this community, if enough white people get pissed off, they're going, look, we're living in New York now, we're getting killed in record numbers, or Detroit, 12 times the rate. And our system, 3 strikes in California, right? That was a 3-strike policy. The reason that was changed, they said it was racist. Crime went down in black communities 30%. But now people are looking at their cities going, this is a fucking hellscape. And the murder is skyrocketed because people said in the name of racial justice, like 3 felonies, you're out.
Because crime is crime, right? But crime is usually going to be higher concentrated in areas where there's high poverty. So typically the areas that's high poverty.
Bro, that's no excuse though. That's not the point. We don't give a fuck that it happens. It's getting to a point to where it's affecting everybody that's not in these communities. That's what he's saying. Like when you keep it in your fucking area, fucking who cares? Okay, do your thing. But now it's affecting my home, and I don't live near you. I tried to get. I paid for this fucking big ass house that I get taxed the fuck out of. You know what I'm saying? This big ass mortgage that I got to stay away from this shit. This shit is coming to me now. I can't go anywhere. I got guns to protect myself. When are you going to fucking stop? Don't tell me that. Oh yeah, you know that's not how you solve a problem. It's like this country is on a bark of it's on its heels right now. Dude, stop fucking telling people if they coming to you respectfully saying that, hey, what I'm hearing out here on this side, because whoever going, I mean, in these barbershops and shit like that, is not white people. You don't hear this shit coming from that community. You might not have white friends that live in a predominantly white community full of conservative individuals who's being targeted, especially straight white males getting targeted. You don't hear from them. This is a person from that community, right? I'm not saying he's hot shit, but come on, that's Steven Crowder, bro. Come on. He coming to you saying, this is what I'm hearing. Come on, man. What you got to say about this? I'll say I'm on your fucking side. I understand how you feel, because I felt the same way. I chose to get outside the hood because I hate shit like this, and it's affected me. But now you indoctrinate the young black individuals, tell them that it's the white person's fault. These white people don't care about these white people, or you got a leg down. They victimize you. They make you angry. You have nothing to live for. Why even fight when everything is against me anyways? Why even try if everything's against me? Yeah, there's anomalies, but at this point, why try? I'm just going to get kicked down by this imaginary white man, but guess what? I have this anger already in me. White people, like I said, when I went to Utah, they're not even worried about black people. So these people are met with this anger that they know nothing about. Like, bro, I was oblivious to how you niggas felt about me. Why are you charging me like this? Why when I go to when I have a MAGA hat, you punching me in my fucking face, trying to knock me out? Because they're steering this shit up in the black community. White people are starting to see it now. Like, wait. Why am I saying I'm not racist? I got my hands up. I'm innocent. Some of these motherfuckers got on the floor and said I'm sorry for slavery. Some weird shit. I don't agree with that, but some did, and you still mad. What the fuck am I supposed to do at this point? Let's fight then, because I'm not no bitch. I just did it because I want to keep the peace, but I'm really not no bitch. I'm gonna protect mine. So you can't complain when the rabbit got the gun. You hear me?
But in this country, are areas with people with this color skin. So that's why you're gonna have that. That's why I said those numbers could be skewed and made to manipulate to look like, oh yeah. That's why I said in
not at 12 times the rate.
In suburban neighborhoods, white people are not in danger. And that's what this kind of fear mongering tells them, is that you're in danger because you're 12 times more likely to get killed by a black person. You live in ain't nobody coming after you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody tripping on you. But
man, hey, you act like niggas ain't got cars. You act like niggas can't get around. These niggas shooting people for no reason, bro. You got these Democrats giving them a reason to shoot people. They ain't got no aim. Right? They're not good at it, but they shooting people, and they doing it for the right reason. You can radicalize anybody, especially the youth, and you keep telling them they got nothing to worry about. They not stupid, bro. If you turn on this phone, it's something to this shit. Even if you got about 3 chances to be like, that's probably one situation. That's right. By the third time, it's like, bro, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on, dude? Like, what y'all doing over there, man? What's this about? Well, you don't have nothing to worry about. I'm telling you, I got something to worry about. I'm telling you this is what we're talking about. No. What are you worried about that for? I'm warning you. This is a good conversation, yes, but I'm also warning you about what the fuck is growing here. Is hatred growing here, because I seen somebody get knocked out for no reason just because of that MAGA hat during the summer of love. He took that, ate that, got up and said, you know what? I'm gonna stay in my community. Maybe I'm not fucking with niggas no more. Okay, cool. Now I see somebody get stabbed up. Okay. I see my daughter in that, girl. Why the fuck would I even talk to y'all? Don't come around here no more. Now it's like I knew they was dangerous. I got punched in my face. I got knocked out. I got stumped out just for having a MAGA hat. I don't want nothing to do with these people anymore. Yeah, but y'all had nothing. You in a suburban. Technically, yes. Technically, on paper, but this is real life. Okay, this is real life. Shit is happening in real life. Public transportation. We now you can pick up a phone and be somewhere tomorrow. Stop trying to make it seem like this culture is just stuck in the hood. This culture is not breeding anything else. It's not breeding anywhere else. It's just in the hood. It's isolated from everybody. We're on an island. Nigga, this culture is deadly and everybody's getting touched by this. This is why we're hearing so many people complaining about it now. I used to be black on black crime. Now I say, now it's fuck that black on black crime shit. Why are y'all coming over here with this shit? And I'm telling you, the reason why I chose to say something about this because I understand where they're coming from. They now are getting a piece of what black people in these impoverished communities go through that don't want nothing to do with this shit. That want to make it out, but you got motherfuckers who think like this, like, oh, it's not a problem when they, if I rob a white person, they got more, so why does it matter? But that breeds hatred. Now I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Now I don't want to hear nothing you have to say to me. You took from my son when I worked hard for that. No, you're white. You got more. You got privilege. You took my shit that I worked hard for. You don't know what I did, what I had to do to get this. Yeah, but you're white and slavery and all this other shit. Okay, so now you breed hatred. Nothing's getting done. I called the police. Nothing I could do about it. Okay, now I'm getting angry. Now I'm getting angry. Now I'm talking to my neighbor. Hey man, how you feel when they robbed you? Oh, I feel the same way, bro. I'm tired of shit. This is how war starts. Listen, man. Listen and take heed, man.
These people are just as scared as the other folks.
They are if they get on a bus.
Not necessarily.
They are if they get on a train.
That lady wasn't in danger because that man was black. That lady was in danger because that man was crazy.
Nope.
That man was mentally insane.
Oh, I can't let that go. I want to let this play. I cannot let that go. That after he did what he did to her, he killed her in cold blood. I think what he said was, "I got that white girl." It's nothing. It has nothing to do with, he was just crazy. Why he bring that up? If he crazy, be crazy with everybody. Why are you being crazy with her? Why you do that to her? Why did you take? You always been crazy, right? You always been a criminal. Why did you take that chance with that person? That had nothing to do with you. Had nothing to do with pro-black, Black Lives Matter shirt and all that bullshit. Why did you do that to her? Why should I listen to you? If you telling me this person is crazy, right? For face value, why did that come out of his mouth? He knew enough to say that I got that white girl. Why did he feel that was okay to say? Why do you feel like he accomplished something? Obviously, there's somebody, pushing this in his head and it's biting somewhere. Yeah, a lot of people revoke the racist bullshit, gay, all that dumb shit. We push it out the way. But whoever it sticks with, they're radical. They're radicalized. Imagine having 30 of them motherfuckers, crazy as shit, ready to risk it all. You get what I'm saying? And all they need is poison to push their agenda. You don't understand what these people are fighting against. You don't understand what conservative black people are fighting against. We're telling you motherfuckers that, hey, look, we're not the majority of the community anymore. I mean, never really was, but we're not the majority of this country. We never was. We are a part of this country, but our culture is toxic, right? We are allowing our toxic behavior to get to other communities, and people are getting tired of it. They don't have as much patience as we do as other black people because we live in these communities and we got to deal with the shit. They don't have to deal with that shit, dude. They really don't have to. So he's letting you know what's going on, bro, and stop denying it. This is the worst thing you could do when a person is crying out to you in a positive way, monotone way, having a conversation with you, but you're not taking heed of what he's saying to you. Okay. I don't think that all people are smart enough to, understand what's being told to them.
But why was he back on
family members? He had his own family members call the hospital to try to get him committed. He told his sister he killed that woman because he thought she was trying to read his mind.
Yep.
That's
why was he let out though?
And
I'm not saying it's because he's black.
Yeah,
I'm saying people look at it though. The judge said
part of black fatigue.
he's insane, right? We agree.
That's not a black and white issue.
He was deemed not fit to stand trial, right?
Right.
Now
the
the
IOU institutionalized.
Right. The IOU policy, meaning you don't have to pay bail. You don't even have to stay here until you're actually convicted. You just say you'll come back.
Right,
That was the
which
14th
is
time.
messed up.
Yeah,
Which
the
is messed
judge,
up.
Teresa Stokes, black woman, said, well, this is about racial justice. We need to be softer on crime. So that's her reasoning. That's why he was out. And you can find dozens of examples.
That's her misguided reasoning.
And that's policy.
But that's
like you said
systemic,
earlier,
though,
that's
right?
not representative of a whole.
It's not. It's
Right.
not. No, and look, we always have to say not all.
Right.
Like not all white people wear MAGA hats and are dumbass pieces of racist shit. But we have all been accused of racism, sexism, misogyny, homophobia. What I'm saying is black fatigue is white people going, you know what? I know I'm not racist. And I know that we're dealing with record crime, and I know that I'm more at risk. And they have negative interactions, and they're constantly told that they're not allowed to voice their fucking opinion because they're white. And if those people get pissed off, like that's where we actually could end up with some kind of, I'm telling you, I see this brewing. I see people who were milquetoast white suburban who are becoming actually racist. Now, not all of them, but I've seen people actually become racist because they get mugged, their store gets looted, and nothing gets done. They're going, and if I say something, it's turned into a racing. I'm telling you what, that's where it's coming from. At what point do we have a talk and go like, okay, let's reform justice, but we have to be honest as to why it was reformed in the first place. This guy, it's not even the only one. It's every 3 days someone's being offed.
Yeah, but at the same time, let's transfer that over to, I mean, there's a lot of unsafe things in this world. Like getting mugged by a black person is not the paramount unsafe thing. There's school shootings, there's road rage, there's all of that shit.
Yep.
And the primary people that commit a lot of those are people who don't have this skin.
No.
So if switch it over, if black people say, well, we getting fed up and we tired of all these school shootings and all of these road rage and all that, who do we say something to? Who hears our voice?
And when does the white fatigue kick in?
And when does the white fatigue kick in?
Well, we've been hearing
Who
about
hears
white,
us?
that's the point, right? We've been hearing about it all our lives, about white fatigue, about systemic
But
discrimination.
nothing's ever been done. That's the
You're
problem.
correct.
It
It's
has
still
been done.
here.
That's why we've done systemic justice reform that has led to more crime, right? That's the reason for no 3-strike policy. That's the reason for cashless bail. That's the reason for catch and release. The reason for it in the wake of Black Lives Matter, George Floyd riots, Summer of Love was we're going to reform crime. We're going to reform the justice system. And it's gotten worse everywhere it's been. And then when white people leave those neighborhoods, well, now it's white flight. If they come in, it's gentrification. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of people who are pissed off and they're not going to sit down and have this conversation and be real about it. And they're going, well, what happens when someone has to keep their mouth shut about everything?
Nobody
I
tell
mean,
you have to keep
That's how
your
they
mouth
feel.
shut.
That's
It's
how
not
they feel.
that I don't believe white people have to keep their mouth shut. I think white people don't speak up about a lot of the things that they do and they perpetuate that affects us negatively. That's the stuff that nobody wants to.
Man, as a black man coming from South Central, ain't no white man worried about you, nigga. It's niggas killing us, bro. If anything, we should be on the same side saying, nigga, we tired of it too. Cause I ain't no white man standing over no black man. Not nowadays. It's niggas that if they ever wanted to, they don't need to, because you could depend on a black man to do it for them. Like, what are you talking about? It's like niggas is like oblivious to what's going on. Like, bro, I'm more scared of a black man than a white man. I never see. I don't care about white people. I don't even recognize it. Now if they look suspicious, like they got something under their jacket and shit, like maybe a mask. Yeah, it might be crazy liberal white person, of course. Yes, okay, I can understand that. But when it comes to like, you know, regular people shit, everyday shit, black people, you have like they have motive to do bad shit. What do you have to lose? Nothing, really. You don't have nothing to lose. They always mad. You know, if they ain't winning in life, they have a victim mentality. Taking is what they do. Okay, I'll take from you and I don't feel no bad. Like, okay, especially during Christmas season. I'm like, yeah, I'll take from you and it ain't no bad. I don't care. Get another one. Like, I've seen it happen before. I'm from the hood. It happens, bro. Like, if you have the most, you get hated on the most in the hood. Who hates on you? Black people, right? So it's the culture. What do they come from? It's like being raised in the jungle, and you come to these people that have been raised in civilization, in a civilized area. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this angry kid? Like, oh, I was taught to be aggressive. I was taught to be that because I keep niggas off me, not white people, niggas. White people like, damn, I was taught to love everybody because yeah, there was a racist time, and my family told me it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry about color, worry about the content of the character. Right? And then you treat them bad because you taught that white people are terrible. Now you just change a whole generation of parents saying, don't be like these older white folks who still have that in them. Be different. And then when they meet a black person from these hoods, right? Because like it's not like back in the days where niggas from the hood don't go outside the hood no more. We go everywhere. I'm sorry. So they're gonna bring that negativity everywhere. This is why you see bar fights, you see shit, all type of shit. Nigga shit. Okay, I'm sorry, nigga shit. They bring in nigga shit everywhere else. All right, you can't not explain it. You can't not talk about it. So now a white person who's raised in a family, father, mother, don't be racist, be good towards black people, treat them fair. Yes, they're they're raised under bad circumstances. They may have not had a father. Give them grace. We come to their community. Fuck you. You're racist. I don't give a fuck what you did. You're demon. You're devil. And in the black community, we could be some of the racist motherfuckers ever. The white devil. That's in the Muslim black community. Niggas always say that the colored eyed devil. Imagine raising that. And then when he goes outside these communities with that same mentality, not knowing that these white people have no harm, they're not even racist. It's just, I'm kind of scared to talk to you because I never really seen y'all. I was taught about y'all, but that's fucked up how they treated y'all back then. Let me make a difference in your life and teach you that we are not like this. And then you treat them bad, and guess what? You create individuals who say, I'm not gonna take this shit no more. I don't give a fuck about you calling me racist. I don't give a fuck about you not liking me. I don't care. Fuck being civil with you. Stay your ass over there. I'll stay my ass over there. And I think we're going back into crazy times, bro, to where we're not gonna be okay with integrating with one another anymore. Okay, remember? I don't know if you guys heard about that, but the community in Arkansas, all white community in Arkansas. I don't think that's gonna be the first one. I don't think that's gonna be the first community that do that. I don't think it's gonna be the first one because people are getting tired of this shit, man. And we getting tired of people ignoring that this is happening. You can bring this to their attention, but they're gonna ignore it as if it doesn't exist. And once you do that, when you censor people, guess what? It makes them angrier. Makes them angrier, man. Simple.
That the issues aren't made about those things. I really respect the platform that you have because you do have open and honest conversations. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, I don't believe that those numbers about the black people murdering white people are correct. I don't believe those numbers are correct.
What if they are? What if I'm not lying to you?
If you're not, then I've been misled and I've been
It's not hard to think about the statistic that Steven Crowder brung up. Black people are 12 times more 12 times more capable of killing a white person than a white person killing a black person. We're more violent. Just look at the culture. Look where we come from. We come from violence. All right. Plus, you put a battery in our back. Plus, you instill this liberal mindset of white people are bad, white man bad, straight white man bad. Right? You already have motive. You have violence. Right? Because we violence towards one another. It's not just white people. Now they getting a little bit of the work and they hate it because we hate it too. I get it. But black people are violent individuals coming from violent areas. All you need is a battery. Point the finger of who they need to be violent towards. Yes, that makes so much sense to me. Why is it hurtful for another black man to understanding that his I don't know where he's from, but I bet you he got a story of plenty of his black friends getting taken away from other black people. So how is this how is it so fucking crazy to hear this? Not saying that, oh my God, white people are such a danger, but they're more likely to be 12 times more likely to be hurt by a black person. Experience violence toward they're 12 times more likely to experience violence towards a black person. It makes so much sense. We come from violent black backgrounds, so why wouldn't we?
Isolated from realistic numbers, but I know in this country, from the time that we got here and until now, there's never been hordes of black people that just go out and maraud and menace white people. Interactions happen and things do occur. I'm not saying that they don't, but not by and large in number. We can't be this small a percentage of the overall population and still have the numbers that people try to perpetuate onto us. See, black people do more.
Bro, it doesn't matter. He basically saying that white people like this. We like this. Even with the small numbers, white people isn't a majority. It's like fucking 50-1. We got the guns, they got the hands up. Not saying they don't got guns, but they say, hey, I'll come in peace, baby. It's only 10 of y'all with guns, but it's 100 of them with their hands up. That's basically what he's saying. You're more likely to be violent. He's not saying that, oh, we got 1,000 we got more black people in this community that's terrorizing white people. No, but you're more likely to be violent towards them. Okay? This small population in this country is more likely to be violent towards white people. It's simple. Not saying that you're all violent. Not saying that, oh my God, it's a epidemic going on and black people can't stop putting their hands on white people. No. At this point, black people, we all know that we're violent people. Okay, we come from violent backgrounds. We're taught to be violent. If we go into another community, what's the likelihood of us stopping being violent just because this person is white? That's just to give you anecdotal. What's the likelihood of this violent individual being born and raised in a violent community stop being violent when he goes into a white community? That's your answer right there.
Harm to other black people than we do to other white people.
Well, that's true. That's true.
You know, so
Because people who are close. That's true.
We also have historical evidence of groups of white people attacking and chasing black people.
So it's
coming after.
So when people
we have
say
historical
it's not
evidence
happening
of it.
now.
So when
I'm just saying,
And that's the point. Is we're at a precipice right
that's
now.
a part of the historical condition.
Well, sure, but someone today.
hold on.
Yeah,
I
well,
wasn't
Big
finished
Mike,
making
go.
my point.
Sorry,
I
bro.
wasn't finished making my point. You know, when like I said, black fatigue, that's the newest mantra that's been put out into society to make people think that, okay, they tired of black people. They tired of what you said, that we can't say anything about black people. We can't do, well, when you hold all the power, when you hold all the economic rights, when you hold all the things that make this country move, when you're in charge of those things, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what, I put it like this. Black people, white people got the firecrackers, we got the stem. That's it. Y'all got the power. The power is placed outside of the black community. We're charged with all the negative things. Those are the things that are really generally coincide with how people relate to us. The bad stuff that's go wrong with this world is the black people's fault. We the smallest part of this country. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah, nigga, don't play victim. It's not everything that come bad in this country. No, it's bad policies from the we blame the Democrats from a lot of shit too. But nigga, you take part of this bullshit ass violent culture. We take part in that shit. It's okay. It has never been okay in American history to say I killed a man and what's up? We good. What up? Get up with me. Get on Instagram, spit on a nigga grave. Oh, Charlie Kirk got shot. All that. That's not normal. But guess what? We do that in the black community. We do that shit. That's normal to us. This is why niggas got problems. Like, why are you mad? Come on, it's freedom of speech, dude. No, it's not okay. Outside of the black community, that shit's not okay. That's some savage ass shit. Nobody okay with that shit, bro. But when we make fun of fucking Charlie Kirk and shit like that, that's regular. Oh, your dad, homie dead, and then fuck your homie dead. Remember that bitch that said that? That's regular. That's nigga shit. That's nigga shit, bro. All right, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. But that's nigga shit, bro. That's nigga shit. It's not no white people shit. So of course, when we bring up black people, don't play victim. That's like women shit. Oh my God, you said something bad about me. I must be a terrible person, huh? No, bitch, you're bad. Like you did this bad. What is wrong with you? All I said was one thing. Yes, nigga, you're violent. Your community is violent, and that shit is spilling out. Why can't I hold you accountable? Because you're just saying everything about the black community. But what about white on white crime? Fuck the what about? I'm talking about you. So let's stay there. Why do y'all have such a problem with y'all can't even control each other? But then when the police come, oh come on, man, white people policing the hood. Yeah, I mean, if you can't help your fucking self, you gonna get the police called. Oh well, why did the police need to be called? Well, we got it. We got it already. So why is niggas dying by the millions, bro? Not saying I'm not saying millions, but we die in the wound a lot. But why are we dying a lot by other black people? Huh? Who's stopping it? Because there's a no snitching policy in the hood. So who else gonna protect us? So when the National Guard comes, hey Trump, you can't do that. Okay, so what the fuck are we supposed to do then? What do you want to do? Shut up. Matter of fact, just let us kill ourselves off. That's the case. Shit. At this point, but don't bring that shit over there. If you okay with it, Mr. Black Man. And you okay with what's going on in these hoods, and you don't want no other race to talk about what is going on in our hoods, in other communities, or anything like that, don't bring the bad shit to them. If you want it to be a black person thing, stick to black people shit. Let nigga shit stay in the nigga territory. If not, they have a right to complain about it.
The immigrants that come here, we have been tasked with the negative, the criminal, the immoral. That's us, and that's what we consider. That's white fatigue. But you know what we do? We just say that's just how it's always been. So we don't make up words for it or terms for it. So now you have a frustrated group of white constituents that feel like, oh, we can't say anything. We have to do this. We have to do that so you don't be deemed as that. Well, if you wasn't that in the beginning to start with, there will be no need for the reform or the feelings that you have. You can't say anything about because you done treated us like shit for so long, and people finally stood up and said, hey, you got to stop treating us like shit. Now that you want to feel like, you know, things aren't going in the manner that you want them, now we want the right to keep saying those things.
What if your premise is completely flawed? And what I mean by that is, if we're trying to understand it, you said you have power in all those institutions.
Yes.
What if, for example, you have an entire generation of people, young white men, women, who if they apply to a college or apply to a job, they don't have a grant, there's no Pell Grant, there's no type of subsidy, there's no DEI initiative. As a matter of fact, they're likely to be passed over. They hold no institutional power. And when you say black people haven't done anything, when you think of this white person, a young white person, because I'm seeing some people become radicalized and it can become a problem. Yeah. And then they see billions of dollars and riots and damages all summer long, and then they go, why is this happening? Black Lives Matter, right? So they're going to make that connection. Now, they have no institutional power, but if they go into a neighborhood that's largely black, they're going to get the shit kicked out of them. And they're being blamed for something that supposedly their racist forefather did that they have nothing to do with. You think we're ever going to have unity? This is the problem. Unity, if let's say your dad's a or your grandfather's a and you walk up and you slap his teenager, you now have made that person hate you for life. And that's what I'm seeing with young, not even my generation. Younger people are going, I had nothing to do with this shit. They came up during the riots. They've come up under DEI, and they're seeing a 12-time murder rate, skyrocketing crime, and any proposals they make not holding institutional power shut down as racist.
Now, why was DEI even instituted in the first place? Because for the majority of time that black people have been in this country and been free, we've been denied so much. Somebody somewhere had to put some things in place to provide access of some kind.
If you believe that, that's fine, but you can't tell that young white kid who had nothing to do with it that he should just sit down and take it. Especially when they're getting killed at 12 times the
That's what America's been telling us for the longest.
The young white man that has to
not in my
lifetime. DEI, the young person of this generation that you said that feels they're misled by being mistreated by the DEI.
I'm just using as an example. They don't hold any institutional power. Young white people don't. They don't have an advantage.
Not yet, because they're young white people. They have an advance to where they're middle-aged white people, where the power comes. See, what black people...
No, that's not true. That's not true. You can't just be any white man that grows up and then you have power. Like it's just an American thing, bro. It's not a white or black thing. If you work your ass off to become something, then you will be something. It's like most of these politicians are not just white politicians that have influence over lawmaking and things of that nature. It's every color in a way, different cultures, different religions, right? Especially the woke individuals. But the thing is that this is propaganda taught by white liberals, that these white men have, like, they have power, right? They control everything. That's the reason why you're down. This is the reason why bad things happened to black people in the past. But that's not true. It's just it was the culture back then. They did it in Africa, especially in regards to slavery. They did it all across the world, bro. I'm sorry. Yes, black people were slaves. Yes, we were done wrong, but these things were fixed, not due to DEI. It was due to integrating and people understanding that, okay, man, I can't just treat people like shit, right? And this generation, we didn't experience that at all, right? We hear stories about it, but there is no right to keep the shit going because it's like enabling bad behavior. Well, I'm doing this bad thing because X bad thing happened to my great grandparents. At this point, you make an excuse. You want to be bad, but if you want to be bad, don't be a pussy about it. Just take accountability and be that bad person you want to be. Don't try to put shit in it to try to make me understand why you're doing bad things, because nobody's going to accept that. Like Steven Crowder just said, that white kid who's doing everything right, who's trying to play by the rules and not hate people, is being overlooked constantly. I don't want to wait right now. I'm thinking about right now. Why don't I have these opportunities? Because my grandparents had not even. It is assumed just because of my skin color that my grandparents had slaves and they need a hand up and these people hate me and things of that nature. Why do they have all these privileges when my parents, right? Because white people and Asians pay the majority of the taxes. We're getting taxed out of the hell to keep this country going. My great grandparent is a veteran. My father is a veteran, fought for this country of that nature. We have tradition in this country, but yet I'm looked at in my own country that my parents put weight in as a burden. I am terrible. I deserve this. I don't deserve that. It gets tiring. It gets tiring, and one must understand why they would feel that way. Because in a certain aspect, we have felt that, but we're creating it for white people now, and we're trying to justify it with no numbers. We're constantly killing one another. We're constant. When I say no numbers, no population in this in this country. We're losing it through legal immigration, and we're also losing it through abortion and gang violence and culture. So if we're losing numbers from that aspect, understand that you don't have the cards. You don't have the cards. And I'm not saying that it's us against white people, but we're Americans. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it, another white person as, oh, he's white. Yes, we have different culture. We have different backgrounds, but that's literally him being from Alabama and me being from California. It's totally different, but we're Americans. So when we go to war, this is my boy. We are in the same unit, and I'm watch his team. That's how I look at it. But when you keep dividing us and trying to pick apart accountability and trying to say, well, what about this? What about that? You don't solve the issue, right? I want my fellow Americans to feel safe around me. I want my fellow American to trust me, but I have to earn that trust. I see what my community is doing because I come from that, right? So I understand how violent we could be. And I don't know who he met before he got to me. So I have to, when they clutch their person, when they tense, I have to respect that. It's like, I get it. I don't know like who you met before me. I'm not like that, bro. I'm chill. But I do understand why you acting like that. I get it. I'm not gonna shame you to say, oh, why are you just judging people? You gotta judge people. That's how you stay alive. But especially in a war zone, especially if somebody hates you and things of that nature. But we should understand that more than anything. But the thing is that when we're on this point of DEI, I understand that it was implemented for a certain reason, but in this day and age, it's not needed. And you have to understand why there's such a pushback against that, especially when it comes to young white males who had nothing to do with slavery, nothing to do with any of the reason why DEI is still implemented, right?
Once again, when you got colleges that denied access to black people, you can't come here. Something had to be put in place. Well, look, y'all got to let some black people come in. Y'all can't just.
That started happening long before DEI. Long before black people were admitted into colleges, HBCUs.
Hold on, let me say what I'm trying to say. My bad. I'm trying to make it clear.
He's trying to do a senior Wences and talk through you. So
well, because you trying.
I get it.
DEI is just a new way of wrapping affirmative action.
Yeah,
affirmative action had to be put in place because there was the access being denied. So the legislation had to be put in place. Well, look, we can't just exclude all of them. So somewhere along the line, they have to be allowed some access. Okay, that was put in place. Now, fast forward till now, those same things that are put in place for those people back in those generations that are still in place, they're not excluding people from getting to places they're just still trying to keep those doors open so that those black people that were coming through that door can still get in. Because if you remove those, over time, we will be denied the access.
If a black person has lower SATs, right, and lower GPA, should he get in over an Asian or a white person?
Let me ask you. If all things are supposed to be laid out equal, no, you shouldn't get. If you don't have it,
that's what's happening.
What it takes to get in. No, but
it is happening, and I'm telling you, young white dudes are pissed. I'm telling you,
the majority of what's happening.
It is happening.
It is happening. In relation to DEI, first of all, DEI has been more beneficial. I'm a former commercial contractor, all right? DEI and affirmative action have benefited white people vastly more so than black people. All you gotta do is look at the business ownership or what have you, and you notice that as long as that white female happens to be 51%, then she qualifies as a minority and a double minority because she's white. She's among the minority in business ownership, and she happens to be a female, right? So you look at that based on population dynamics, and that automatically tells you this whole thing about this whole.
But he's not arguing that it's just a black person thing, but black people did benefit from that, and we also tried to keep it, We're the ones who are arguing for it, knowing damn well it doesn't give us a leg up. It gives white liberal women a leg up. And yes, if in that aspect, take it all away. Shit, take it all away. It doesn't really help us anyway. So why the fuck are you fighting so hard for it? This is why black people brung up in it, because you put yourself in it. Like, oh, no, don't take it away. It doesn't help you more. It doesn't help you much. It helps white liberal women much that don't deserve to be there. It's just an argument for everyone, really. If you don't deserve to be in a spot, especially when you have to protect, right? You don't need to be there just because it looks good it looks good on paper. Oh, well, we got 2 white women here. We got 1 black person. What about the SDG stores? Oh, don't worry about that. We just worry about having diversity and inclusion inside our college. But these people don't deserve to be here. They're getting bunk degrees. Like, it does bunk degrees. That doesn't mean anything. They're not capable, right? They're not capable. This is where trophies for everyone mean, like, now trophies don't mean anything. You're taking the value of earning shit away, and what you do is create lazy people because they didn't earn it, and you create ungrateful people because they didn't deserve it, and you create a collapsing country because you can put people in position that don't deserve to be there. So overall, it may seem good to you personally, but what we need to start understanding as black people, as anybody in this country, is that this country does not revolve over you, right? What's good for me has to be good for the country because I'm happy. No, that does not work that way. What's good for this fucking country, okay? You have to understand that selfishness is destroying this fucking country. You got the LGBTQ, you got Antifa, you got everybody fucking complaining. You can't make everybody happy. What's good for the fucking country? And that's how we used to be. This is how our founders thought about this. This is why you have so many checks and balances, because you might think something is good, but then there's somebody next to you say, hey, bro, like, I want to challenge that. And you're allowed to change your mind. Okay. Yes, things were put in for certain reasons, but also they need to be taken away when those things doesn't exist anymore. But it seems like when it comes to these liberals that have ill intent as far as politicians, they'll keep that policy there to look good. It had nothing to do with solving a problem, because the problem is already solved. I get it. We understand now, right? And then there's a certain point of nepotism. When black people getting somewhere, they bring more black people in. It's just what it is. I'm sorry. When white people get in there, they bring their friends in. When Mexicans get in there, they bring their friends in. Eventually, it trickles down to shit not even fair no more. At the end of the day, people bringing in whoever they bring in. Okay? Yeah, black person. Yeah. Oh, did you hear her daughter's working in the office now? Yeah, it's just how it is. So that problem is literally solved. Once you implement that, okay, a couple of years, eventually it balances itself out. That's basically what I'm saying. All right. But you keep nailing shit down and double down on things that's already fixed. You create issues, create radicalism. Now you're creating extremists. Now you're doing too much. Now I'm super against it now. Now I really hate that shit. Now I want to do something about it now because nothing's getting done about it. Okay, that's basically what he's saying. All right.
Thing about DEI was, number one, not as much targeted towards blacks as much as it was targeted towards minorities, which includes that LGBT. I agree. Right. So when we talk about that, we need to really deal with the real crowd. And as it relates to the riots, let me tell you something right now. Listen, in the black community, I'll be the first to acknowledge we do have intractable problems that are not going to be solved in one conversation. But what I'm going to say about that, as well as the reason why the black community becomes so infuriated, all right, is when you see gross negligence of justice or misjustice happening and nobody does anything. When this guy kneeled on this man's neck, we're going back to George Floyd. Look, if he had done something when he was subdued and on the ground, what was the real reason for kneeling on his neck except to inflict fatal harm? What was it?
I can tell you exactly what it was, and I can tell you why you're not recognizing the problem. Because the opinion polls, and I'm not saying right or wrong, the opinion polls have changed on George Floyd since I last spoke with you. You know why?
Why?
All the body cam footage came out. You know what? You know why? Because he was there for 12, 15 minutes, asked to be put in the car. They put him in the car, asked for air conditioning, gave him air conditioning, asked to be taken out of the car. They took him out of the car. He wouldn't stop moving. People have watched it now and go, you know what? It's not what I thought it was. You know how many times he was arrested before that? 9. He shouldn't have been. You know what would have saved him? 3-strike policy. He robbed a woman at gunpoint with a child in the house. And so white people look at it, young white people, right? Who you have to understand during COVID, this is a whole generation of people. White people did not have any fucking opportunities during COVID. They didn't get to go to the graduation, college, black, white, all of them, right? It's a generation that's pissed. Rightfully so, they got screwed. I think we can agree on that. They're going, I watched my city burn down for a guy who was arrested 9 times and committed violent crimes against women. What?
Now, you know, let me
That's a travesty of justice. He shouldn't be out in
Let me
public.
say the CS
How many
part.
felonies does President Trump have on his record? Yeah, he was still allowed.
Nope. Before they start doing, see, this is why we can't trust black people. You're still trying to stick up for a fucking criminal, bro. Like, who cares? Like, why do I even care, bro? At this, like, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but bro, like, at this point, what'd you expect? Stop fucking causing crime against your own fucking people because he's around majority black people. Stop causing crime against your own fucking people and the police won't fuck with you. I hate black motherfuckers who say, oh man, the police are always fucking with me. They always doing this and that. The reason why they're in the community is because you're causing crime. Don't give them a fucking job, right? That's your time to protest, right? If you're tired of fucking police, don't give them a reason to be there. If I hate you so fucking much, why would I want you around me so goddamn bad? I'm gonna make sure I protest you in the best way possible. And if I know your job is to stop crime, I'm just gonna stop doing crime to where I don't need you no more. It's fine, great. Now problem solved. But the fact that you can't control your goddamn self and there's no referees in the hood, you're inviting you're inviting the law. Somebody has to stop you from doing this shit because your community not saying nothing, even though they may agree that you're a problem in the community, because we speak amongst each other and say, dude, this nigga's a problem. This nigga be robbing people. You doing all this. This dude's bad. One day something bad gonna happen to him. And there was something bad happen to him. Now you complaining. We have a lot of injustice in the hood, and this is why I don't fuck with Black Lives Matter. I don't fuck with none of that black political pro-black bullshit, because at the end of the day, there's a ton of injustices going on inside the black community every fucking day. A kid, man, outside at the wrong time, getting hurt, mistaken identity, getting shot inside a car, happens every fucking day. To where when I was in high school, losing friends was normal. To gun like oh, he died. Damn, I was just seen the dude yesterday. That shit's so normal. It's like, okay, he didn't fuck with nobody. How you get killed? Wrong place, wrong time. Oh, 2 days, life goes on. Why do we care when when politics get involved? Why do we care so much? We don't care so much to change it in our own communities, but we care so much to talk about it when the police fucking sit there and be like, look, fuck, like I'm not justifying what police do. Sometimes they wrong, sometimes they right. But at the end of the day, they there for a fucking reason. If I don't want them to make a mistake, the best way to make them not make a mistake is to keep them away from this community. To keep them away from this community is don't give them a reason to be here. Simple. This never happened, right? But we keep giving them reasons to be here, but we don't have the answers, but yet we still complain. All right? We put criminals in charge of our community. We want this shit to stop, not knowing how to, but when the police come, we want to police them. That don't work. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're doing, obviously, because your community's fucked up and you're breeding kids that's fucking up over and over and over. It's a repeated situation and it's a cycle. So obviously you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So how about you shut the fuck up? That's what I'm saying. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk about politics. This Black Lives Matter shit is only cute when the cameras turn on and the politician is covering something. Other than that, nobody give a fuck at this point. Nobody really give a fuck, to be honest. Because black people gonna keep doing what they fucking doing, and they're gonna keep making music, and they're gonna keep fucking up the culture. And I honestly believe that maybe they need to die out. The ones who believe that. I'm not saying all black people are terrible. There's niggas and there's black people. All right, I fuck with the black people. Niggas I can't rock with because they mentality is fucked, and they don't care about you losing everything, and don't care about anything. They have nothing to lose. All right, but at the end of the day, you can't keep making excuses for bad behavior. You can't. You can't fucking champion George Floyd. I don't even stick up for the motherfucker. If you robbing people in our community, you targeting me more than you target any white person. But we so fucking stupid that we loyal to bad shit. What are you loyal to him for? If that was your mom, would you still be loyal to this nigga? Like, oh, he didn't deserve it. Fuck him. He robbed my mom. Why do I care about what y'all have to say about anything about this dude? Huh? Why? Why am I? Oh, he said mama. Well, what about mama? Nobody cares. But it happened to black people. He torturing black folks. He in a community causing ruckus around us. But we the first ones to. It's just fucking nuts, bro. This is a theory of grandma sticking up for telling the family don't talk about this molesting ass fucking uncle. Don't talk about that. You don't want the people to, you don't want to look bad in front of everybody. I know what he did. Yeah, this throw it under the bus. Fuck no, I'm not throwing it under the bus. I'm not doing it because you create fucked up families like that. You create trauma for the kids because they know what this dude did. They know what he's doing. You just gonna harvest them? Don't call the police. That's bad. Don't do that on your family. Why would you do that to your family member? But he did this to me. But why would you do that to a family member? Fuck a family member if he doing that. But this is the culture that we're going through in the black community, and it's showing people outside of this community how terrible we are when it comes to championing bad behavior and championing people who don't give a fuck about it. Because when he was alive, was he a patriot? Was he down for the black cause and stop causing crime and doing better for giving the kids somebody to look up to? No, he didn't give a fuck. So why do I care now? Why? Why should I care? Tell me. Why waste my time? Why? It's sick to me, man. And it's poison that we putting around these kids, man. It's about the kids, dude.
None. No criminal felonies.
He has no criminal felonies, but he's got moral felonies, which would, if there was a court of justice for that, he probably would be tried a long time ago. I mean, let's talk about it.
Is this where we all get on board with crazy white bitches who accuse men of rape?
No,
like, I'd probably she accused 26 men of rape. That crazy broad.
Here's the reality, though. And when you look at the convergence of this new agenda, where you're going strictly in the blue cities, why is it that most of those blue cities also happen to be occupied? The areas they're going in are heavily occupied by minorities. Why is that so?
Well, black people tend to vote Democrat, and they're run by Democrats. Detroit, you can look at it. You can look at Chicago. Is that what you mean?
I mean, no, that's not what I'm asking you at all. What I'm asking you is, like I said, with this all-out assault right now, just last night, they were talking about something in Chicago, right? But 1 o'clock in the morning, you had people in military gear, what have you, helicopters and all this kind of stuff like this here, not just knocking doors down, but dragging people out.
Because it's the murder capital of the country. You just said black people are more harmed by this. We don't want to take out murderers?
No. I think really what you're confusing what I'm trying to say to you.
Are you about the National Guard in Chicago?
No, what I'm trying to say to you is this, though. If we're going to talk about the problem, let's talk about the problem in its totality. The fact about it is, when you talk about white America being pissed, white America is going to always find a reason that doesn't fit their narrative or what have you. But what white America fails to talk about.
Accountability, bro. I blame the older generation of the black people because y'all failed us, bro. This mentality right here. You just, well, now you're talking about something else, bro. We talking about, you just brought up what happened in Chicago, and now you're saying that white people, let's see, MP, you explain things good. You are a lot smarter than, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. I am fighting for goodness, man. I don't believe in black. I believe in righteousness. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care about skin color, bro. That's not my thing, man. But in this specific situation, this is why people don't trust black people's opinion, because it's very indoctrinated. It's very tribal, right? This dude literally said that why is the National Guard in Chicago? And Steven Crowder literally just said, do you not know that's a murder capital? But they're not murdering white people, right? This is to save black folks. You know that, right? Yeah, but everything black people do, you'll get mad. But what the, bro? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? It seems like you don't want to take accountability. Niggas need to start taking accountability. That's when things will change, bro. The older community has failed us. This is why we're stuck in the same mentality, because they rejoice it. They'll keep pointing the finger everywhere else. Y'all be mad about anything, nigga. The National Guard in Chicago is saving black people. Majority of black people are dying in these hoods. Okay, GD, BD, whatever the fuck they are. I don't know. I'm from California. I really don't I don't care for the gangs anymore. I'm tired of it. Y'all don't have the answers. So you need somebody to step in and fix this shit. You can't get mad at someone fixing this shit. For every extreme, there's another extreme. You don't say, well, fix the problem I want you the way I want you to fix it. You can't harm people. Why are you taking people out the house? Taking people outside the house to make sure people were safe, because there were plenty of people getting killed with no justice. So me let's say if let's give you that. It is bad to pull somebody out their house. But if niggas safe, I'd rather him get put out the fucking house for the wrong reason. If whatever you're saying was true, all things true, right? If they pulling niggas outside the house to make sure that they're not in a gang or make sure they're not in no bullshit, isn't the community safe? I'd rather them be traumatized for a little bit other than niggas dying. They're done forever. Okay? You don't get to cause a problem and come up with the fucking solution, bro. Obviously, you ain't got it. Step back and shut the fuck up. Because y'all ain't got it. Stop making excuses for bad behavior and pointing the finger elsewhere. I'm tired of it. Every time, and this is what charged me to fucking say something about this shit. I hate watching these older pro-blackly black motherfuckers talk like that. It's just some utopia in the hood somewhere. Is this something Wakanda going on? Some goddamn bro, we are fucking dying by each other. This is not a white person problem. Yeah, this is a white person coming to you telling you that look, this shit is spilling over on our side, and we tired of it. It's black fatigue going on, man, and we're tired of it. We don't have as much patience as you motherfuckers got because this is your people. Y'all are cool with this culture because y'all let this shit go on. Older adults, guys that's championing this bullshit, even bring up George Floyd, knowing damn well he's a criminal. This is the mentality of our older guys, and I think that they think they're smart. I literally think that these older people think that they fucking smart. They probably know some big words. That's probably it. They probably know some big words. Went to a prestigious college and read on statistics other than seeing what the fuck going on outside. Go outside and go in Chicago and see what the fuck is about. Then you tell me, okay, you got it. You got this figured out. OG's gonna come together and fix this shit that y'all basically caused. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up, then. Get the fuck out of the way. We trying to make a change. We don't want to hear points anymore. We're done with the points. We're trying to make a difference now. Okay, get out the way.
What never ceases to amaze me is the fact that the biggest threat is not going to come from blacks. The biggest threat is coming from within. You look at the average person that's been committing some of the most heinous crimes over the days. It's 22 to 29-year-old white males, right? Look at how.
No, that's just not true, man. Violent crime, you just said, like you said, a small percentage of the country, about 12 to 13%, 50% of the violent crime, but the murder, a 12 times likelihood.
That's a skewed stat.
If you just, so you don't listen to them?
No, I said that particular stat is skewed.
It's not skewed. These are from the FBI, DOJ. And you know what else we look at? We look at Roland Fryer from Harvard, who conducted it, black guy, black professor, really respectable guy, honorable man, conducted a study, and he came out and he said, yeah, all of my research says that black men are 0% more likely to be shot by police officers than whites. Black people got so mad at him, he reconducted the study, a black man from Harvard, and he came to the same conclusion, and now he's not black enough.
Wait, so let me see if I understand you clearly.
Yeah.
You're saying, according to this guy's statistics, right, that black people are 0% less likely to be shot by a white police officer.
A liberal professor at Harvard, yes, and he conducted it twice. Because black people said what you're saying. He goes, look, I was as surprised as you. I was trying to find how much worse it is. My data showed me it's not. He reconducted the study an entire time. Now, he did come to the conclusion that an officer is 18 times more likely to be shot than a black man by an officer. This is a black liberal who studies statistics. At what point do you listen to him? And I don't believe him.
That's skewed too.
Nigga, use your eyes. If you can't depend on fucking statistics and things of that nature, fine. Use your fucking eyes. You know where we come from. Why? Like, what are we fighting for? Like, what are we fighting for? We're the ones suffering the most. In Wakanda, in this Wakanda black community shit that y'all making up, we're the ones suffering the most. Why are y'all so offended by this shit? You know it's true. Look at the culture. Look what we champion. We champion murder. We make fun of the dead. We kick over fucking candles. What are you talking about? But it's just so crazy to you to understand that these same violent motherfuckers could go in a white community and still be violent. What the fuck is so confusing about this shit? If you're violent, you're violent. That's what I believe. I don't mostly believe that it's just because they're white. I just believe that also black people are just fucking violent. Anybody could get it. Anybody. If we doing it to each other, who else is off the table? They doing it to mom. They doing it to kids. What makes you think they're not gonna do it to white people? Why is it so appalling when you hear a white person saying, yeah, they're 12 times more likely to hurt a white person too? It's simple. You come from a violent culture. It's not. This is why black people, when Charlie Kirk got hurt like that, when he got taken away from his family, black people wouldn't. I mean, you know, the rational ones who had empathy did understand that this is fucked up, but the other ones were like, well, you know, murder is murder. What the fuck? Yo, it happens. How do you get desensitized to that point? Because those communities that we live in is normal. So you have to understand that, yes, we're fighting against the culture. This culture is affecting everyone. You got white kids listening to this stupid ass rap lyrics that want to partake in the bullshit, that don't even know they don't even understand what the fuck they're partaking in, but it sounds cool. This culture is toxic, bruh. And the fact that you try to deny it is scary. Like, what the fuck are you sticking up for? You know it's true. Why are you so mad? Why are you getting mad about that? Why do you feel if somebody say something about black people that is true, I'm not gonna get fucking offended? Because most of the time, I'm affected mostly because I live by the motherfuckers. So why would I get mad at everybody else telling the truth about it? I don't get black people, bro. You're so tied to the ideology and so tied to skin that you're not worried about the truth. You're not worried. We're not worried about saving these babies. They need the truth. They needed somewhere else to look. They need somebody else to fucking come save us because, nigga, we ain't doing it. We're going to excuse that behavior and blame white people and point the finger elsewhere while we're not even focused on fixing this shit. The way you fix it is accountability. The first step to fixing a problem is realizing that you have a fucking problem. But if you keep sitting here playing this fucking game, this pointing finger game, nothing is getting fixed. But while you pointing the finger, the shit is still going on in our backyards. And I'm asking you to stop, bro. I'm asking you to stop. If anything, man, y'all causing the police to kill these kids, man. Because these kids are taught to hate them. These kids are taught to not obey. These kids are taught, they don't have a father at home. They don't understand what accountability is. They don't understand what discipline looks like. They don't understand that. So they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be told nothing. They want, at the end of the day, bro, what's your purpose of sticking up for the shit, bro? Because I'm tired of it. And I'm younger than you. For sure, I'm younger than you, man.
Institution, and if he comes out and says something of the sort, there's no telling the backlash that he may not get. Listen, there are token blacks in every society. I mean, all you have to do is look back throughout.
And there we go.
Right?
Uncle Tom, this guy, come on.
No, but here's my thing. Here's my thing, Steve. Right? I'm not alleging that the guy wasn't Uncle Tom, but let's be frankly honest. How many shootings have happened in most recent history that have involved black men that have been unarmed? And you sit here and use that analogy that black men are times. Listen, as a totally blind individual, listen, I'm even apprehensive. There was an incident where the police stopped us, and it was my cousin and I. My cousin is a retired military vet or what have you, right? And immediately when we got out of the car, out of fear of possibly being shot, the first thing I did was raise my cane and say, "Officer," I said, "Listen, I am totally blind." Before we get out of hand with this, right? Now, I shouldn't have had to react like that. But when you start looking at what's really happening in this country, many times because see, here's the deal. I don't care if you put on a uniform, you can't legislate the heart of a man and his intent, all right? And many times these officers do allow that badge to give them impunity to operate and exercise their racism. Let's be honest here, Steve.
Some of them do. By the way, I just find it funny that when I came up and shook your hand, you didn't tell me you were blind this whole time. I was like, I must have woke you up. You could have said, "Dude, I'm blind." I was like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry." This whole thing. You just throw that out there like a cluster bomb. I'm like,
Say you should have waved his cane when you came in.
I feel like an asshole in the middle of the room.
That's what I told you when you said, "Is he sleep behind the glasses?" I was like, "No, he just can't see you."
Hey, look, I thought you were making a joke. I said, "Oh my God, here's this condescending asshole here."
It's okay. He forget he blind sometimes.
I had no idea.
No, man, but you know, man.
Yeah, but I do. I agree. You can't legislate what's in a man's heart.
Yeah.
But you can't throw out everything. You can't go, that stat skewed. That black guy from Harvard who was always a liberal who did it twice is skewed. You can't throw it out.
How often do you see black police killing unarmed white people?
Actually,
How often do you see that?
rarely.
How often do you see that?
well, I tell you, actually, the stats show that when you're dealing with armed white people versus black armed people, white armed people are more likely to be shot by the cops than black.
White armed people are more
White
likely
armed
to kill
people.
police officers. Look at what
White armed
happened in
people, yeah.
Kansas, where those 5 police
Let's call the
officers
stats
gunned
a
down.
wash on that. Here's what I do know. Everyone wanted the body cam footage, and I agree. I was like, we should have body cam footage. We should have accountability for police officers, right? And we were to believe after the era of, remember, we went through Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Mike Brown, obviously George Floyd. There were so many that you could use as examples. We thought that we'd have a rash of body cam footage showing us the police brutality. You haven't seen body cam footage of note in the last year. Once that footage came out, it's about a 20-to-1 ratio where you see someone getting violent with an officer. We have not seen what we thought we would see. And now people are going, okay, so maybe not the body cam footage, right? We thought we'd see all the abuse.
Wait a minute,
Reflects
before
the
you
stats.
jump off of that point, what about the body cam footage where we see white people and white police, and the white citizen is being belligerent with the police, but the police showing extreme restraint in dealing with that person. Whereas black people will reach for your wallet, bow, you get shot. I got a phone in my hand, bow, you get shot.
And
I'm not doing anything.
and-
bow, you.
But I mean, look, that's the end of this, to be honest. But on this specific topic, I don't think a person is racist if you're policing a violent community and all you see is niggas getting killed. Like I'm in the middle of a war zone, bro. I'm not taking no chances to not go home to my family. You might reach for that wallet. I'm not trying to justify it, but I'm more likely to react because I've seen this other police officer get smoked by trying to be nice. And I'm sure, just like in construction, right? If you're working in an electrical field, which I did, working on elevators, which I do, they're going to show you this is what could happen to you. So now when I join the trade, it's like that ladder, that extension ladder, I'm going to be extra careful. That live power, right? I'm going to be extra careful because I don't want to get my face burned. I don't want this to happen to me, right? I'm sure when they show the police officers, when they join the police force, what could happen to them, that puts a battery in their back. Not saying that they're racist, but they're scared for their lives, okay? It's simple. Not every situation is that, and also not every situation is racist. Not making an excuse for it, but you're policing violent communities, right? You have to expect them to be up on arms, and also when it comes to white people, having problems with white people getting the benefit of the doubt with white cops. It depends on the cop. I've seen white cops, if you look at these videos, I've seen white cops smoke white people. Is it racist? Is it based on race? No. Okay. I'm sure it's not based on race, but I've seen it happen plenty of times. And I also seen where cops get a benefit of the doubt to the white person and they didn't smoke them. Right. And I also seen some videos where black people were belligerent with white cops and they didn't smoke them. Okay. Everybody's different. Every situation is different. Everything is situational. Context matters when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to lives, context matters. All right. How violent is this? Is this this person that they're arresting? What were they told about this person that they're arresting? What is the history of this person with the police? Is this person continuously being arrested for violent activity? It's plenty of things that goes into this situation, and everything is situational, right? If every situation it needs context. I can't just say that the police are racist and they going into these communities because they want to be racist so bad. They want to police these communities. To them, some of them is fucking a job. Some of them may be racist. I don't know. You never know what's in a man's heart. Like you just said, you can't legislate them. You can't basically you can't get racism out of somebody's heart. You can't. There's no racist meter where you could just wave it around them and see if they're racist. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't know. Okay, just because they're white don't mean that they're racist. All I'm saying is that like some white people get smoked by white officers. White officers also smoke black people, depending on what it is. Some may be scared, some may be situational. I don't know. You need to know the situation. Okay, if I'm gonna judge it fairly, context matters. Okay, because without context, it's a lie. Okay, is this that simple? Thank you guys for watching. For whoever watched, man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Was this a tough situation? Does black people need to take accountability? Where is this country going as far as race relations between Americans, right? And I just want to say this last thing. I don't believe that it's a white and black problem. Okay, because the black people that agree with white people are not into the nigga activity. Okay, and I think that's the majority of black people. We're not okay with the tyranny that's going on inside these communities. Okay, we're actually against it. We're not always pro-black, but yes, everybody in some way. I think even when it comes to family, in some way you're tribal in a way. It depends on what you choose to be tribal for. All right. But the thing is that when white people see this shit, don't play into the Civil War propaganda. Don't. Okay. It's not all black people. Not all black people are terrible. You have a right to protect yourself. You have a right to be iffy. You have a right to be skeptical about everything, bro. But at the end of the day, don't think that it's all black people because they want you to think that way. It's much easier to control the population or control someone's mind, control someone's impulse based on pointing the finger at everyone. Don't do that. Black people, it's not all white people is racist. Just because you're being criticized does not mean it has to be racial. Yes, when it comes to black people fucking up in the culture, yes, it's gonna be racial because we're the only ones that's mostly the only ones agreeing with this shit that's going on in our communities, and we're bringing it towards other people, and we're expecting them not to say anything. This is a country. This is not a community. This is a country. This is a country. People are allowed to have an opinion about what the fuck is going on, right? And so do we. You get what I'm saying? No voice is bigger than the other. We're all Americans, but when it comes to savageness and murder and things like that, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more intense conversation. Yes, and it should be, right? We need to get our country right, and from the and it starts with communities, man. So yes, we are getting looked at with a more fine, a more magnifying glass. But is it for the better or for the worse? You let me know, man. I think that I think that people need to do something about it. We can't do it, so somebody needs to step in. I don't think that they're terrible for trying to step in. I don't think they're terrible for having a different conversation, but something needs to happen outside of what's already been happening. And what's the other resolution for the problem that we're having in these communities? And if you're black and you have a resolution, why haven't you tried it? Right? It's simple, man. South Central, we out.